Good afternoon, Shaggy SoCal Tool for Forza, and time for the next round of track guides for week 2 of this our current series in the Cadillac V-Series.R. Race 1's going to be at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, on the GP circuit. I have to look up the lap count again, but like any of the track guides, I mean, part of this is for me to practice, to kind of figure out what I need to do and what the car seems to like, and so on and so forth. But I'll run a couple of laps here on mediums, then maybe do a slower track walk. Just point out the things I'm noticing. At least for the tune that I'm running, again, it's an open stock PI open tune. But at least give you my impressions, what I think will work around here, and then because I do need to practice, I'm going to run a mock race just to give me some traffic to work through, and and I have to run hard tires. So with that, let me just go ahead and let's start race. Let's run a couple of laps here and see what we got. Braking here is going to be right about the start of the curbing. We'll go to the first board here. It's the 150. I'm using all 7 gears for this track, so I will be down to 3rd there. 4th gear, a little brush of the brake, try to hold the inside, looking for the force condition light on the inside to help with throttle application. Just again, static reference points. Braking right past the 150 board. Down into the sharpest turn on the track. The inside curving there. Way out. Okay. Gear. Just the inside curving there. Stay off the yellow curving if you can help it. That's the best I've taken that. And it's probably because I'm on the mediums. Still trying to start the braking out for that one. I think I'm braking a little too early, but gear, hold it in. Yeah, the line here is actually, I think, will work best for me. Okay, going to use a lot of that inside curving. Going to use a lot of the exit curving. Keep it forward. One more lap here. Push. Short shift out of the hairpin there. Yeah, I think as much as I can wind it out to 4th, I think actually going up to 5th and then doing a quick brake downshift to 4th there is, at least for me, going to work best. But we'll sort that out. All right, let's kind of do the track walk, and I'll kind of break down the things I'm looking for, how I'm trying to get this Cadillac around Catalunya. So again, 7th gear, heading down to turn 1. It is that 150 board. It's easy enough to spot the 150 board. Thankfully, they're on both sides, so you get a frame of reference there. It used to be that I would look at, you've got the 100-meter mark, which is wait a minute, 100 and 150. It used to be that I would look for in Forza 7, I'd look for either the corner worker shack there, or that the course condition light. There's one just on the other side of the fence, on the other side of the fence, that was a little easier to spot in the previous game. But for this Cadillac like that, it is right about the 150 board. You can even see the white painted stripe there. That can also kind of serve. Again, the whole purpose is you're tucked in behind somebody. And if you're relying on the braking line, you're not sure where things are. It's like, what things can you see to help you keep track of where you are on the track. And again, I'm pointing these things out at noon, noon in the game, without any kind of weather conditions. So, at night things might look a little different, and hopefully we can show that. But for me, it's about where the 150 board is. I'm actually going all the way down to third gear. And at least for curbing, I'd say most of the curbing at Catalunya you can run across. I'd say just be careful on the yellow sausage curbing. But, I'm going to try and turn the car in late apex it, get on the inside curbing here, bring it back across, get on the inside curbing here. Second gear, third gear, possibly even up to fourth as we enter, so it's at 1, 2, turn 3. So I'm going to try and hug the inside. Unfortunately, we're not F1 cars. We can't just let downforce, and maybe if you have a high downforce car, maybe you can hold it all the way through this turn. But I'm finding getting in, I'm going to have to maybe a quick brush of the brake. I'm definitely easing off the throttle, but then it's just maintenance throttle just to maintain speed through the corner. And I'm trying to keep it as much to the inside as possible. But what I'm looking for, that's just appeared over the inside wall there. You see the twin yellow course condition light. I'm looking for that. I'm trying to spot that on its way out, because it tends to kind of correlate up just as I'm about to get to it. It's about like where the braking line is going to go from yellow to like nothing. It might go a little bit yellow past it, but that course condition light is usually something I'm trying to spot to help me remember, like, okay, I can really start committing back to throttle. So just about that's going out. I'm going to probably really nail the throttle out, let the car come all the way out to the left side, probably even get off of the rumble strips there a little bit, or the curbing. Again, the flat curbing, it's ridged, but it's not going to upset the car at all. Braking for this next corner. I don't do this as much in this game as I used to in Forza 7. In Forza 7, what I used to do is, it's right about the 100 board, just before the bridge, is I'd actually diamond the entry. I'd actually do my braking angled towards the inside curbing, and kind of straight line it there. It's also a good kind of move. It's what I have to do on the AI is, tuck in behind the AI, and then under braking, diamond that corner. So I'm braking and beating them to the apex. So I don't know if it's easy for me to do that. It's not as easy for me to do it, at least in this car in current Forza, but I do tend to cheat a little bit. Like if you watch, where my car's positioned relative to the braking line, it's usually I'm a little bit to the inside of it. So I'm still kind of trying to do a little bit of that. So I'll be kind of brake. The game tends to take a little bit wider entry and then arc it in, kind of more traditional line. This corner I think is best, at least the tune I'm running in third gear. And again, looking at posts and like that, the second I see the light post there on the inside, that's going to help also remind me I can just start really trying to commit back to the throttle out of this corner. Now to the left side, bring it across to the right. Again, no real reference point, because you're not really going to be braking at any of the markers. You're going to be kind of braking halfway between the 150 board. So I don't have anything else to say, oh, we'll look for this, like that. So past 100, about halfway between 150 is about where you're probably going to be braking. Brake. This one I'm still trying to get the right brake feel in. But I also find that for this corner, for the tune I'm running, could I do it in third gear? Yes, it's low, but this car's got a lot of grunt out of the corner, so it's like I can do it in third gear. It's just what I lose is, the car, because it's higher gear, lower RPM. The car's a little bit freer at the front. It doesn't grip as well because the weight transfer is settled back a little bit. So I'm finding that second gear for me works better. It kind of keeps a little bit of extra weight on the front of the car to get it into the corner. And then usually on the way out, I can either wind it out in second or I can short shift to third before I get to the exit. I'll play around with that in the race with the hard tires. We'll see what I do. Heading down the next corner, third gear, fourth gear, maybe up to fifth. Braking for me is to get the car to the right side is not at the next set of curbing. It's usually just past where this one ends. So, I would say visually as you're coming down to this corner, it's probably easy to see the patch of green between the curbings, and that's about where you want to make sure you're braking. So, for me, brake. I'm going to be down to third gear, and I'm going to try, probably on my own, I'm going to try and square this corner up so I get a straight up at the exit. So it's really, I'm going to cross the curbing right about where the second yellow sausage curb there is on the left side. So probably get on the curbing here. If I've done it right, it kind of gives me a straight exit out, up the hill. I'm going to put my tires on this curbing, let the car come out to the left side. And this is one I'm still trying to work out. If I leave it in fourth, if I leave it in fourth, man, I need to, not used to talking this much at this point in the day, so it's all yawny. So sorry. I'm just not breathing enough. Who knows? But I'm usually winding the tune I'm running. I can wind it out to fourth gear, and it's going to probably just bang the rev limiter at the top of the hill when I'm going to turn in. I'm still trying to sort out what I think feels most comfortable for me. I think putting it in fifth. And then what I'm doing is, it's as you get to the end of this curbing, it's a timing thing. The end of this curbing, you're probably going to need brush brake, not a real heavy braking, but just enough to throw some weight in the front of the car for the turn in. Because again, it's kind of, you're cresting a hill, it's a little off camber, so you're not going to get a lot of help from the road, from the circuit on this corner. But what I think is going to work best is to have it in fifth. Getting to this point, it's a quick brush brake, drop it to fourth. I used to point out, it's usually your turn in is as you're getting to the course condition light. At least where I'm at right now, it's like I'm still just using the end of the curbing. I haven't gotten to the point. I think I'm still turning in a little too early, so I got to work on that. But for me, I think it is a fourth gear corner. Get it in, get it on the curbing here, roll it out. Get on the outside curbing here a little bit. I wouldn't go much past that because I think the green curbing is a little rougher. Bring the car back to the right side. Here's the next corner. I'm still trying to sort the braking out. I think I'm braking too early. I used to look at the corner worker shack as a reference point. The 100 board is about where I think you need to brake. I think I'm still braking a little too early. So about the 100 board, play around with it. Fifth gear, sixth gear. I'm going to be bringing this down to second, and park the car in. Second gear out. Third gear, maybe fourth. Braking is just for me. If I can't see the braking line, braking, I think, as a reference point where the pavement changes is about what correlates with the braking line is when it starts to go yellow. So if you're right behind somebody and you can't see, when to brake, use that transition as a reference. Brake down to second, maybe third gear. I've tried hugging in the inside all the way through. And I think it's just, I wind up when I really want to get back to the throttle. I'm still too far to the inside, and I'm really, struggling with, the traction control's kicking in, but then the front's starting to push out. So I think trying to do what the braking line suggests is, you're going to apex, or you're going to bring the car out a little bit and kind of square up the exit, is probably going to work best for this car. So it's something I need to work with. So it's maybe using that yellow sausage curve as kind of the apex, and maybe that you want to do the second apex just past that. bring the car second gear, third gear, fourth gear out. You can use a little bit of the left side here, and this is the biggest change we have from the previous game, because the previous game we used to do the hard right and then through the chicane, the chicane, one of the chicanes of death, to get back on the front stretch. But since we're using kind of the modern GP circuit, braking is, and I would say it's where the timing zone starts, but it's going to be the end of the curbing here, because that's what we'll see in the race. Just as you get past it, it's just a quick brush brake and turn in, and this is where I'm actually going to use as much of this inside curbing as the game's going to let me. I'm going to try and straddle it, if I get the turn in right. Still in fourth gear. I'm actually going to come all the way out. I'm going to straddle the curb here on the exit, probably in fifth gear, heading down towards. And what I'm looking for is where the sausage curbing starts here on the inside. I'm going to try to avoid hitting that if I can. So I'm kind of using that as, all right, I'm going to bring the car back over. I'll probably still be on the curbing a bit, and then it's another quick brake. If I'm in fifth, I'll put it back in fourth, turn in, use a bit of the inside curbing here as well, roll back into the throttle, and out I go on the front straight. So at least the setup I'm running, I'm running at least for the tune I'm running, because I think man tried using it. He's like, oh my god, how do you drive it? I do run higher brake pressure. I'm like running 140 brake pressure, because I don't, for the Logitech wheel I'm using, I don't want to be having to jam my foot into the floorboards, to get the car to brake. But I also don't want it so sensitive that I'm locking all the time. So maybe I'll do a 100% BP tune and share it. The only other notable thing is that degree of rotation. I'm going to run 50% degree of rotation on the setup. The Logitech wheel doesn't have its own independent degree of rotation setting, so it's just going to take whatever the game's going to give it. So if 100% is 900 degrees, 50% is going to be 540. 540? No, 450. 450. Ha! So maybe I might bump that up to maybe back up to 60%. So I'm still playing around with that as far as what seems to work best, but that is a lap at Catalunya, and let's go ahead and I got the handbrake. That's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is, just for sake of anti-static, weird Twitch streaming things, I'm going to pause the stream for a second. I'm actually going to back out of here, and I'm going to set up. I'm going to do a mock race against the AI. So just give me a second to reset. The other thing I'm finding is sometimes switching out of test drive into a free play race doesn't fully give me the race settings that I want, as far as intervals and quick stops. So give me a second. Let me pause and get that set up. Yep, that's fine. Pause. Okay, give me a second, and when I do that, I have to reset the mic too. Okay. So how many laps are we going to do on Thursday? 21 laps. Okay, so we'll go to circuit race. We'll go custom, 21 laps. Time of day, we're going to go random. We know that we do rolling time progression at 24. We'll go random here, but again, if it's rain, we're going to re-roll the weather. Dynamic track rubbering on, starting at 50%, that's fine. Drive a car, that's all good. Number of drivatars, I want all the drivatars. Okay, cars, we're Proto H, that's fine there. So I'm made a slight adjustment to the rules. I'm gonna do custom, because I want we don't run damage, so I just want fuel and tires only. Full penalty, that's fine. I don't know. I'll do full penalty. I forget if we're running full penalty or moderate in the races. No FR disqualifications, no rewinds off, standing start, random grid order, no roll-off delay, end of race timer. I don't need to worry about that. Mandatory pit stops 1. And make sure I got the right course. I did double check that, right? Catalunya, yep. Okay. So I'm going to actually make a couple of adjustments. Because I can't do math in my head.
Be precise hitting the final 2 turn apexes on the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix, and you can hit your top possible speed on the front straight.
Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, so a couple things I want to do. Ooh, wow. Are we raining? Oh, yeah, thunderstorm. Yeah, no. Sorry, Forza. Let's redo that. I'll take the late afternoon start, but yeah, we're gonna re-roll the weather. Try again. Drizzle. No. Because even that's not going to be, because even though I'm not going to be running rain tires, it's still wet. Overcast dry. I'll take that. Late afternoon, overcast dry. So 4 p.m. into the middle of the night. So that's going to be good. We're going to get a good night race out of this. Last couple of things I want to do. I want to do one thing on the car, so fuel and tire. I have to run hard tire compound, 100% fuel. And then I'm actually going to change my degree rotation again. Because I wanted that at 60. Oops. I think I had it at 65, then I dropped it to 50. So I'm going to, hopefully, because that's 60%, that's the 540 range that I ran in Forza 7. So I think that'll be good. Okay. All right, 21 laps of Catalunya in the Caddy V-Series.R. Let's see what we do. Oh, it's starting me towards the back. Works for me. Got a little slow off the start there. A little argy-bargy. Get through this first lap. It's a little crowded. Things will start spreading out once we get back onto the front straight. Draft is powerful. Braking a little early. Oh, I bombed. I did see it coming though. Trying to block me like that. The insides. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on, upshift. I think having to do being in fifth and having to do the brake and downshift as far as timing into that turn in works best for me versus, you know, winding out in fourth and then trying to time it that way. We'll see if that continues. Third gear. Again, can't talk and drive at the same time. Just missing shifts. Bit of that draft. Drive-A-Tar, sort things out. Parts there does have a rocket ship in a straight line, but not too quick in the corners. Why are you braking there? Stupid Drive-A-Tar. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. There you go.
Total time penalty is about 4 seconds.
I deserved it, but he's getting annoying. I think it's still braking a little too early there. Oh, that was an early turn in. exit curving isn't too bad past the red light. I've driven here at night yet. That's the one danger of that line setting up for that corner is... Come on, come on, come on, come on. Again, can't talk and drive at the same time. It just... what I found, at least what I'm finding is it's very... This car will get very upset with you to drop outside tires as you're setting up for a corner. Had 2 unforced errors on Thursday, and it just went a little too wide, and back end snapped. So headlights would be nice. A little bit late on the braking there. This corner here, if you don't do it right, you might drop your right sides on the grass right when you need to brake. A lot of curving on the exit. Yep. That's what I was talking about. You got to be careful with that line, with your line setting up for this left-hander, because if you haven't got the car straightened out, you drop the tires on the right side, you're going on. At best, you're just going off on the right side. At worst, the car's gonna hook back to the left across the track. 21 laps. I'll probably pit around lap 11 just to get an even setup. Ooh, that was late. I'm braking way late now for that. Pushing too much. Bad of a lap. See if I can do this one right this time. That's better. Almost did it again. Almost went off on the right side there. I'm trying to find, as far as that the setup for the final corner, I'm trying to like, how much of the other curving can I actually use? Defensive line there. Yeah, I have to work on that angle. Yeah, at night, if you're, if you're looking at the braking line, try to imagine as you're lining up for that left-hander, don't try and straddle the braking line. Try to be slightly to the left of it. That way, then you reduce the risk of going too far out on the right side and dropping tires in the gravel. Alright, let's see if we can get into pit lane without any incidents. So I'm just going to keep it there. Oh, okay. Abort that one. Alright, not what I... That's the first time I tried doing pit lane there, so... what I was trying to do is can I brake as late as the pit lane entry itself to get the car in there? It's like, nope, you really, at least I can't. Try again. This is why we practice. A little bit of a squeeze. I get a warning. Well, I did run somebody else off the road earlier in the race, so I guess fine. I'll take the warning. If the Crusader doesn't go into the pits this lap, we will. Let's see if I can actually get the car in this time. That's a little better. Custom, we have to go back to 100%. Just furiously hit the A button to make sure it knows that I've made my selection. That's actually a pretty long pit lane. Where's my drink? So, keep to the right. I'd say brake about the 150 board. And since you're on cold tires, just, second gear it. Turn. Nope. load room on the outside. That's kind of what I would talk about when I say I would diamond the corner a little bit. I just do that straight braking in. There's a corner I'm consistently inconsistent at, is that last one. You're outside, know that I'm there. Should be able to get the run down, turn one. Excuse me. Why you checked out?
Penalty is about 4.5 seconds.
The stewards have it out for me today. Forza needs to work. Yeah, it just. I guess the observation is, you know, as far as the drivatars, it's they don't know how to race close to each other. When they get within a certain range, then the following car, the adjustment has to be, I have to completely slow it almost to stop. I think, you know, the reaction's a little too drastic. Whoa. A little too much. Right from behind. Probably braking a little early there. On Forza. That could have been better. Oh! At this point in the race, it's not going to be how many more positions can I make up, it's how many positions can I keep from losing. Because yeah, that 4-second penalty, that, I'm not saying I didn't deserve it, but, you know, if I can't gap, it looks like it's a gaggle of cars, at least 2 or 3 right behind me, as I screw up the last corner again. I was paying too much attention behind me and not enough in front of me. But 3 laps, it looks like there's at least 2 to 3 cars kind of within penalty range, I guess you could like to call it. And you know, I'm not really doing a good job of trying to extend that gap. So, all right, so I can't do anything about what's going on behind me. I got 3 laps to put about 2.5 seconds. Maybe let's just say 3 seconds, because yeah, I've got 4.5 and that's just 4. Let's just see what I can do.
got this.
Well, the gap is there. Can I hold it? Oh, no, it's not, actually. Maybe to Filthy Flocker, because he's got a second penalty. Let's just hope they get racing behind me and slow themselves up. Sun's just starting to come up. It's not a good time for the lights to turn off. A little dark out. Nope, I'm gonna finish what, at least 14th. Okay, well at least I didn't drop too far back, but that is Circuit Catalunya in the Caddy. You know, bad driver tires aside, should be a good race. At least hopefully the race will go better. You know, a little more consistent for me than the practice. But I'm going to take a break for a little bit. The second race is at Le Mans. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I'll do a full track guide. I might just do the outlap and then just get straight into practice because you know it's all about the Mulsanne. But anyhow, hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. We'll see you on Thursday night. Okay, happy racing. Oops, wrong one. There we go.